kidding.
All right. Check. 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 Wow. It's only at 44%. That's a pretty good mic. Let's go Logitech. Woo woo. Yeah yeah yeah. Boom boom. Welcome to the Red Owl News. We're gonna try to put a positive spin on. Let's see, what do we got today? So yesterday was Thursday. I missed. So we're gonna go back. Sheesh. Woman sues a dentist. Oh no. Hey Matt, cool to see you too, man. How you been? I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. How you been, bro? I guess before I get into this story, I'll just give you an update. Give you a personal update. Okay, so I'm gonna go into my email here. The other night, my let's see here, imaging and referral. Okay, let's take a look here. What is this? Okay, I hope none of this is like president and accounting for. All's good. Thanks for asking. Oh, no problem, bro. You know, we homies, bro. Even though we never met. So I got an X-ray in my knee. Osseous structures. Okay, bone structures. Yeah, I'm wearing my King Dummy crown, Londos. Thought about you when I put it on. Bone mineral density appears normal by X-ray technique. Okay, so I don't have osteoporosis. Curvilinear ossicle at the medial femoral epicondyle related to remote MCL injury. I have a remote MCL injury? Is MCL is the ligament, right? MCL, medial collateral ligament. Oh damn. Oh, I see. So because my knee's dislocating, the bones are curvilinear. Okay, so that's a that's another word for curve, right? Ossicle. What's an ossicle? Okay. Bone. Okay. At the medial femoral epicondyle, epicondyle, epicondyle. Okay, medial epicondyle. Now, okay, medial epicondyle. So that's my inner knee. Okay, so that's what I was actually complaining about because my foot was kind of stuck and I got taken down, so my knee rotated inward, so it dislocated inward. Okay, so curvilinear ossicle. You know what? I'll show you actually the X-ray since you're the doctor, Londos. See here. No, not this one. Got a referral. Wait, is the image on here? No, it's not. Okay. Where is it? Referral. Oh shoot, I think I deleted it. Just hang on for 1 second. I'll get it. Um, 1 second, guys. Compare it to the charts I gave you. Yeah, I'll get right on that, Londos. Shoot, where is? Let's see here. Is it this one? Nope. Should be after that one. Patient fusion. Payment received. Is it still in my inbox? Imaging and referral. Referral. I should have taken a picture. Hold on. I can find it in my history because I was there earlier today. Let's see here. Yesterday. Not yesterday, it was today. Yeah, stuffed up. I'm not actually stuffed up. I think it's because my nose is broken. The mic you're using is perfect addition to the nightly news. Very clear sounding. Thank you, Matt. Thanks a lot. Okay, I found the page. Now I just gotta take my. Yeah, I got it. I think it was $30, and I got it because Dr. Jubb told me that you know my mic wasn't good. Lundos, it worked for a while. I appreciate it, and now I got a better one. Q5KR. Okay, date of birth. Okay. April 27, 1980. Here we go. Dr. Jubb is the man. You know it. Alright, here we go. So, I think we really only need to see one, but we'll start with this one. So here's the knee. So I think this is broken in here or damaged. What is that? How does that look? Does that look damaged? Where was I? Joint space narrowing and osteophyte formation in the patellofemoral compartment, consistent with moderate osteoarthritis. MRI next. Yeah, I got a referral. This letter came with a referral for a ortho whatever, or not an orthodontist. Do you want that brace? Probably not. I don't want a brace with hard plastic or hard metal in it. I'm gonna get something like Anaconda new Jiu-Jitsu knee brace. Something like this. This is kind of like what I want to look at getting. Joint space narrowing and osteophyte formation in the patellofemoral compartment. Patello. Why is it caps? Femoral compartment. Here we go. Patellofemoral compartment. Okay. So what we're going to look at here is behind the kneecap. And that's here. Oh. That's in here. Right? These things down here. Is this right here what we're looking at? Or this? It's probably all this in here. Behind the kneecap. Got some bumps over here too. Here's another one. Oof, look at this. A lot of... Ooh, what is that? What do they call it? Osteoarthritis. Oof. Femorotibial compartment joint spaces are preserved. Okay. Non-specific irregular contour at the subchondral cortex of the patella may be related to prior trauma. A small suprapatellar effusion is present. Patella alta is demonstrated. Soft tissues unremarkable. Alright. I think we got the idea, right? Non-specific irregular contour at the subchondral cortex of the patella. Maybe that's what I was saying, behind the knee. This in here. Let's look at this one again. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm looking at. This metal, you need metal in the beginning to keep it stable. You're getting and using it. Now bow to your sensei. Hope you get better from any knee problems, man. Thank you. Um, Now, this is not going to be a popular opinion, especially with somebody like Londos. But I'll just tell you from experience that every symptom I have, whether it's digestive, mental, um, seemingly unrelated, could be injuries, anything, improves when I'm empty. When I empty out my gut, for example, I ate so much from Christmas, around Christmas, before Christmas, after Christmas, and let's see, 2 nights ago, I was just in the room here and my knee tweaked. So since then, I ate less, and yesterday was bad because, I still had all the food in me, but then today was a little better after I went to the bathroom. I didn't poop yesterday. I think something happens this time of the year. Everything gets cold and slows down. So I wasn't as regular, I guess. Could have been all the broccoli and whatever else I ate, cauliflower. Um, you know what else? I just thought of it. I went back to my parents' house. It wasn't Wednesday, I think it was Tuesday. Might have been Wednesday. I don't remember. And I dug back into leftover cauliflower. So I'm eating it. I'm like, oh, this tastes not bad, but it tastes salty. And then I looked, and I think what had happened was that either on a plate or in the oven, it touched Parmesan cheese. And I looked at the cauliflower, and I ate probably like 2 pieces of cauliflower that had Parmesan cheese sprinkled on it. How crazy is it that that could have been a reason why my knee, obviously all the years of fighting just is what destroyed my knee. But just interesting that it tweaked the day after and locked up. So since then, I had Jub's Omega Tea, which, for just for transparency, I'll tell you, I before I came on stream tonight, it took me an hour to tweeze my eyebrows, and before that, I was pooping for 2 hours. The Omega Tea cleaned me out. Plus, I got a recommendation from Rick DeFazio to eat dragon fruit. So I had 4 dragon fruits today. He said that they clean him out. So maybe that also contributed to me just cleaning myself out. Now, right now, the knee is not throbbing, and I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful, and I'm not discouraged. I was discouraged yesterday, and I'm just gonna be honest. It's an issue with my parents. Maybe it's their tone. Maybe it's something in the air. Maybe it's a subcommunication. Maybe it's just old wounds. But I get depressed when I'm there more so. I'm sure that being injured was contributing to it, but 2 days ago was really bad. Yesterday was still pretty bad, but today I'm actually hopeful that I can still function and not be limping the rest of my life. Londos, I've had the same problem. I had to amputate my knee and replace it with a monkey. Wow. What did they put on your head instead of a brain? Did they put a baboon? Anyway, I want to show you guys this as part of the stream just to update you. I'm still limping today, but that was before I pooped everything out. I still got more to do. I got a another serving of omega tea on deck. I'm either gonna have that tonight before bed or tomorrow morning, probably tonight. But I can't if I leave my knee like in one spot for too long, it does not throb, but it kind of like if it's hard to describe. You would know it if you felt it. It's kind of like the beginning of pins and needles. And my theory is that I have leaky gut on both sides, but on the left side, it's cut off proper circulation to my knee, and so there's fluid that's stuck in there. And over the next few weeks, as I do fasting, and I'm also going to do dry fasting, I think this knee is going to tighten up again. Will it ever be 100% doubtful, but I think I'll at least be able to function, train, do strength training, do, I definitely don't want to get um, kicked in the leg or, knee barred or reaped. I don't want my leg to get reaped or twisted, but I am hopeful. And the reason why I brought that up, or this story reminded me, your vegetables looked at cheese and it poisoned you. Yeah, the cheese, man. That pasteurized, homogenized dairy is one of, if not the worst ingredients. It's so common too, that's what makes it so bad. Besides the physical. But what is that? A hot take. That's a hot take. People definitely don't want to hear about dairy because it's got casein in it, which is considered a mild opiate. So people are addicted. What's more addicting than opium? Ribbit. It's more addicting than opium, huh? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. You got another gig, Lundos? Cool. Yeah, I liked I mean, I didn't like the music, not my style, but I liked when you slapped the bass. It looked like you were really into it, and it's cool to see that energy. Happy for you that you're having a good time up there. Woman sued. This person's not having a good time. Woman sues dentist over visit she says included 4 root canals, 8 crowns, and 20 fillings. She got the works. Holy. My dentist was very curt with me 2 weeks ago when I went in for my cleaning because she wanted to do more work on me and I just wanted the cleaning as part of a yearly checkup. She's like, "Okay, you're done." you know. She walked out and the nurse, her assistant was talking to her in Russian like, "Oh," and the lady's like, you know. I mean, I'm not offended. I just thought it was funny. She wanted to sell me. She wanted to upsell me from the cleaning and consult to wisdom tooth removal, um, whatever they do to cavities, fillings, you know. No thanks. Do not want any surgery. I do have a referral for a nose job though. If I want to get my nose straightened out, like I'll look straight on with the camera. Can you see how my nose is crooked? It was broken this way. So this side is caved in. I can't breathe out of it, and this side is shifted over. So there's maybe 10% 10% air coming in here, and this side maybe 40%. My stubbornness paid off. Why? Because I didn't get the surgery? Yeah. Um, yeah, my wisdom teeth definitely could come out. They're broken, you know. Definitely tooth decay, but um, I'm not trying to get my I don't know. Maybe I'll ask Dr. Jubb. Should I get broken teeth taken out? I know there's holistic dentistry, but this lady, she's on my plan, which is Medicaid, Medicare, Medicaid, whatever. So I don't know that, you know, it would be holistic dentistry. I can ask. Honestly, what I would like to do it for dentistry is teeth straightening and teeth whitening. Braces are not on my plan at my age. So I'd have to do Invisalign and pay out of pocket. So I'm just gonna wait till I get rich and famous. Or just rich. Minnesota woman has filed a malpractice lawsuit claiming she was left disfigured. Oh no. After her Eden Prairie dentist performed more than 30 procedures during a single appointment. Sheesh. In a civil lawsuit filed last week against Kevin Moldrum and Moldrum Family Dentistry, Kathleen Wilson claimed she had to go to other dentists to fix Moldrum's negligent work, which has caused her significant injuries, according to the complaint. Some people slap the bass, I punch it. Yeah, you knocked it. You did like a don't. Thought that was like, not that it sounded cool. I mean, it sounded cool, but what I liked about it was like your energy. You know, looked like you're having a good time. You had good chemistry with your band up there. How'd you meet them at the lodge? How'd you meet your band? Firehouse, lodge. Where'd you meet them? I have a drummer, but we haven't met in a couple of weeks. I've just been working on my song on GarageBand. We might have a bit of a artistic difference because he likes real metal, like old school metal, like thrash metal, like classic thrash metal, and I like current. I like hardcore punk, current trap metal. Your place? You mean your lodge? What do you mean your place? They came over? This is what I've been working on. Oh shit, the mic's over here. But you guys have heard this song before. It's What Happened by the Strokes. We gotta figure out how to make the guitar sound better instead of sounding like a garage band guitar. Just play one more section. Here we go. Listen to the guitar. And then this part. Alright. Do I like Cro-Mags and Agnostic Front? Let's see. Compression box on guitar, yeah. My crunch box actually is. I don't know what happened to it. Would it be worth sending my. Hey, Cody. Cody, I just realized when you messaged me on Instagram, we've been friends on Instagram for a long time. I didn't make the correlation, Cody, on it. Cody, I don't want to say your last name, but Cody, and then you here. So anyway, good seeing you, bro. um, what was I gonna say? Oh, Cro-Mags and Agnostic Front. A little bit before my time. I like a little bit of the later hardcore punk, like our Hate Breed. But I saw a really cool documentary about punk, and I learned about Agnostic Front. Compression box is different than a crunch box? Are you sure? You talking about a pedal? Would it be worth it for me to fix my pedal? Or should I just get a new one? I think I paid like $40 for it on Amazon. Let's see here. Agnostic Front acoustic cover. Prong. Okay. From my region? What region is that? I'm from America, bro. Is Prong from New York? Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Old New York by Agnostic Front. Over the Edge. Alright, let me see this guy here.
New York City, the money sucked it dry. Pull the culture from out the streets, it's also gentrified. Alphabet City,
Nice.
or down on 42nd Street, or the Lower East Side, there was violence in the streets. The greatest city of them all, but it just don't feel the same. Woo! I miss the old New York, the tallest buildings in the world, but it just don't look the same.
I miss the old New York!
The
Woo! That's what's great about punk, man. You could just sing along to it, and you don't even really need to know all the lyrics, you know? They got these taglines. Prong is from New York. Why did I think they were from like Germany or something? Let's try a Prong song. I'm gonna cover something. Maybe not tonight. Definitely not tonight, but Prong acoustic cover. Oh man. I remember this song. Welcome to Potato Land, he says.
Nothing breeds more contempt for this world than the memories now formed. Every moment a new seed is grown. To no reason the trouble unfolds. For the trials of today, I'm no jury. Really don't care you feel. The pleasant notion of miraculous change drifts into multiple jeers. You want the good life.
You break your back.
You snap your fingers.
You snap your neck. Wow. Man, revisiting these lyrics. Holy, break your back. Band called Straight Faced, alright? YouTube always be demonetizing my videos. I'm trying to build up to 3,000 view hours, and every time I put a song on, they demonetize the video and it doesn't count. Straight Faced. Okay. Punkorama. Conditioned. Alright. Oh man, it's coming in on different sides.
Through the same road, ended up in the same place. Why can't I face tomorrow when the things I've learned today? When speech rears its head, it becomes the unbearable truth. My stomach turns the truth after.
Pretty good, pretty good. Song called Liar. Okay, hold on. It's not on YouTube, bro. Wow. Imagine. Tommy Victor of Prong was in Ministry. Oh, okay. Dang, Ministry. I had one of their albums. I think I had their first album. We're taking it back, guys. Taking it back tonight. Holy. Can't take this back. Let's finish this story here. 8 crowns, 4 root canals, and 20 fillings in a single visit. According to the lawsuit, he provided her with anesthesia well in excess of the recommended dosage and engaged in falsifying medical records regarding the amount of anesthetic administered. CNN reached out, but the doctor didn't connect back in. Her attorney said they retained another dentist as an expert witness to review the records. In a report dated November 14th, the second opinion acknowledged the diagnosis that virtually every tooth inside Wilson's mouth had decay. But he said the treatment was wrong. According to this guy, the second doctor, she required a slow, quote, required a slow, thoughtful, careful, and measured response to her disease, and trying to fill every hole in every tooth in her mouth in one visit was not humanly possible to achieve. He also noted the amount of anesthesia used was grossly exceeding what would be considered safe. Yeah, that anesthesia is supposedly really toxic. You know, it basically kills you. temporarily. The maximum dosage would be 490 milligrams, but Meldrum gave her 960. Double. 490 times 2, just under, is 980, just under double. There are finite amounts of anesthetic that can be administered over a 5 or 6 hour period, and exceeding that amount places the patient at risk for an overdose and potentially harmful effects. Okay. CNN contacted the ADA, American Dental Association, for comment on whether that many procedures should occur in a single visit and what is typical. The ADA said its guidelines do not cover anesthesia dosing, and it referred CNN to the American Society of Anesthesiologists or the American Dental Society of Anesthesiology. The American Society of Anesthesiologists could not comment because the case involved a dental rather than medical anesthetic. The lady's seeking 50,000 plus. That doesn't seem like a lot. Reminds me of the time when I was... Oh, the song Liar from Prong. Okay. No? I don't know, bro. It's not on... which band are you talking about? Ministry? When I was working at Longo's, one of my clients was... his wife was an insurance adjuster, and he said a guy, one of her clients lost his genitals, and they gave him 50 grand. I was inquiring because, I had a botched nose job. The guy gave me the wrong surgery. So, anyway, I'm reminded of it. Straight Faced by Liar. Yeah. It's not on YouTube. If I put Straight Faced Band. Straight Faced Liars is a band. Let's try this. The song Liar by the band Straight Faced. Oh, here it is. Old school screaming. breakdown. So I want to know. Here it comes. Let's go. Oh, good. I was waiting for another breakdown. The breakdown's the best part, man. So I'm gonna cover one of these. You guys could vote if you want. Old New York by Agnostic Front or Prong, Snap Your Fingers, Snap Your Neck. I'm leaning towards Prong just because it's more of a well-known song. But let's see. Whoever was here the other night, you would have seen me. Let's see my content. Here we go. You'd have seen me doing this.
I close my eyes only for a moment, and the moment's gone.
You snap your fingers, snap your neck. Something like that. I don't know. I don't want to talk shit about doctors because I think a lot of doctors get into the business to help people. What do you think? Do you think doctors get into medicine to help people, or is it a money grab? I know some people get pressured by their parents, you know? I don't want to talk shit about people and be like, oh, they just, they all do drugs and they're sociopaths. I want to believe, that doctors have good intentions. Maybe he just was a huckleberry. Maybe that guy was a huckleberry dentist and he just made a bad choice. What do you think, guys? Matt, we're going with Prong, okay, since you were the first one. 50-50, half of them are doing it for the money and half of them want to help people? Or is each person 50-50? What are you saying, Lundos? Good apples and bad apples, or is the heart of evil in every man? Taylor Swift concert attendee in Rio died from heat exhaustion. Oof. Not all doctors are money driven, but I understand that some are. Yeah. I follow anti-vax Twitter accounts, and they've posted some alarming stats about how doctors get paid for injecting people, and also from those accounts I see a lot of people like talking about their children, how the doctors like talk down to them, criticize them, and try to make them feel guilty, and really speak maybe inappropriately to try to get them to vaccinate, and then when they refuse, they get kicked out. The doctors don't want to have them as a client, you know. Like cops, mostly bad, Lundo says. Well, my dad was a cop, and he made it to sergeant, which I believe is middle management. I don't think he was bad, although he might have been. He says some prejudiced things, and you know, he was on the job in a time when there wasn't as much oversight. So he might have been a perpetrator of police brutality. I certainly have seen him be cold, you know, emotionally cold. And when you don't have any feelings, you could do anything. Just doing my job, right? People do that. But dying from heat at a Taylor Swift concert. I was going to make a joke and say there's worse ways to go, but I don't think dying from heat exhaustion would be a good way to go. It's probably pretty torturous. Leaked forensic report shows that the cause of death at a Taylor Swift fan at a concert in Rio de Janeiro last month was heat exhaustion. Ana Clara Benavides Machado, Jean-Jacques Machado's daughter, a 23-year-old student, died just before a Swift concert. Ah, so it was before the concert. The forensics report details that Machado was exposed to extreme ambient heat that caused diffuse heat exposure, a process that can take from 8 to 18 hours, according to the report. Eventually, she died of cardiorespiratory arrest. Oh, man. Your father's not a bad man. I'm speaking about evil. Okay. Well, I agree. I mean, I'm biased because he's my dad, but thank you for that. The report was obtained by CNN, but it can't be confirmed to be authentic. Okay. According to the report, she didn't do any drugs and didn't do any alcohol, no pre-existing conditions. On the day following her death, the company organizing the event issued a statement lamenting it and saying she was assisted by paramedics on site before being brought to the hospital where she died an hour later. That's pretty bad, man. If you can make it to the hospital, you should survive. What did they do there that fucked it up? You know what I bet they did? They overhydrated her. You ever heard that? You can drink too much water and die from that? That's what they did. They gave her IVs at the hospital, I bet. OD'd. That's what I'm saying. The state police of Rio de Janeiro do not release medical information to the public, but a spokesperson said that event organizers will be called in for questioning as the investigation moves forward. Well, it was a record heat wave, and she died before the concert. So what are they going to question? They should question the people at the hospital and see what the code was. What did they actually do to her in the hospital? Anybody who deals with you, meaning me, like the people in this chat, are saints. Alright. I'm surrounded by saints. Does that make me an angel? Thank you, Lundos. You're on a roll tonight. I might let you stay. Airport falls silent as priest blesses planes. Okay. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse, except for at Dublin Airport where they were gearing up for the annual Christmas Day ceremony, the blessing of the planes. Ireland's busiest airport. Ireland's busiest airport. That was a terrible Irish accent. Closes on December 25th. The one day of the year planes aren't taking off or touching down. But instead of taking a day off, the airport authorities used the break for the most important business of getting the planes a festive blessing from God. Graham McQueen, Media Relations Manager for the airport, said the annual ceremony dates back to 1947. I'm a succubus? Wow. So not only are you calling me evil, but I'm a female too? You got a lot of nerve, Lundos. Originally, the blessing involved Aer Lingus aircraft, all of which are named after saints. Back then, the blessing took place each summer, but from 1967 on, with the airport getting busier, it's taken place on Christmas Day, which is the only day of the year that Dublin Airport is closed. Makes sense. Better fly before Christmas. It's not just limited to Aer Lingus these days. Even budget carrier Ryanair's planes get some holy attention. The annual blessing these days is ecumenical and covers the general fleet. What does ecumenical mean? Does that mean not associated with a religion? Representing a number of different Christian churches. Okay, so it's a general Christian blessing. Yes, I do. Doyle update. What is the yes I do refer to? Doyle update. He's getting out on Tuesday. January 2nd, he'll be in his new place, out for good. I told him that what you told me to tell him. Somebody from the stream donated $100, and he's to buy new underwear and a pair of sneakers. And I didn't tell him it was you. Alright? And he said to say thanks. Ireland, of course, is a predominantly Catholic country. Around 69% of the population is Catholic. The blessing is carried out in recent years by Father Desmond Doyle. Wow, look at that. Sir Doyle's uncle. The chaplain in residence at the airport's church, Our Lady Queen of Heaven. The church is located between the two terminals. The airport also has a multi-faith prayer room in Terminal 2. In photos, the socks he got at the Savers at the thrift store were not used. They're new. He has new socks. But if you think he's getting a good pair of sneakers for $50, you got another thing coming, Lundos. If you want a good pair of sneakers, you got to drop at least $69.99. Honestly, I'm not even joking. Look. How much is a pair of New Balance? That's what you asked, right? Look. You said $50. When was the last time you bought a pair of sneakers, Lundos? Look at this. $75 is the cheapest one. And look, I'll even sort this for price. go to shopping. $100 is not going to get all this stuff. Amazon New Balance. Okay. Here you go. Here's Amazon. Okay. I'm going to type it in. New Balance. Men's size 13. He's size 13. Okay? Here you go. Ready? We're going to scroll down. You ready, Londos? You ready for this? 85. Okay. Ooh, 55. Price low to high. Wow. Actually, it's cheap. I take that back. Holy. A month ago. NB623. Wow, look at this. They got this style. It's like a skate shoe. I might get this for myself when I get money. Yo, that is cool though. What happened? Why is my mouse is not working? There we go. Do they have the wide width? I need wide width. Yo, look at these colors. What? New Balance. Let's go. Oh, it doesn't seem to have the wide width. All right, I don't want to get distracted. All right, Londos, you were right. New Balance ain't as expensive as I thought it was. Maybe I'll get the really cheap pair, and I'll get him a pair, and I'll get me a pair on your dime. That's what you get. Where were we? This is later. This. In photos posted to social media, Sir Doyle was shown carrying a chalice of holy water onto the airfield, accompanied by Master Lukey as well as airport police. In the past, the planes were blessed individually, but the airport is too busy these days to make that possible. A whopping 30.2 million passengers passed through the airport in 2022, a nearly 250% increase on the previous year. Instead, the priest carries out a general blessing from the airfield. Father Sir Doyle is no stranger to travel, or to Dublin Airport himself. Born in Rush, 12 miles northeast of the airport, he was working in Newport Beach, California, when he was recalled to serve as the airport chaplain in 2008. All right. Well, I have a conspiracy theory that these articles that I get are from the government. I call it Project Blue Agate. Blue agate is referring to a crystal, which is me, and it's supposed to have healthy effects. So, like maybe you heard of Project Bluebeam. Project Bluebeam is an artificial, kind of like in the comic book, The Watchmen. There was a genius superhero who created a false flag so that all of humanity would unite against this fake alien attack. So Project Bluebeam is kind of similar in that it's Project Bluebeam is let me look this up. I think it has to do with holograms in the sky. Project Bluebeam. Oh, there you go. A conspiracy theory about a supposed project whose purpose is to create an artificial second coming. There you go. So, I call it Project Blue Agate, which is a crystal. Blue agate, healing properties.
According to Crystals by Lena Edelstein Cotto, the color blue encourages calmness. The stone has a grounding and calming energy and encourages reflection. Blue agate helps to explore polarities in your own self and belief systems. Blue agate not only helps harmonize your energies, but also reduces negative energies, keeping you relaxed and peaceful.
So anyway, reason why I bring that up is because my son is in school for aviation, and I was talking to him, and I'd tell him outright, I I really miss you, and my whole life is basically dedicated to being with you. You're my best friend, and I don't know what I'm going to do when you fly away. I think it came up because he said he was going to go away to school for college. Oh fuck, my knee's throbbing now. He's going to go into the Delta program. As of now, Delta has a program which is kind of like a college, but you basically guaranteed a job flying commercial for Delta. And he was telling me that the school is in Georgia, Atlanta. Where is Delta Airlines school training for pilots? Oh, Florida? Yo. Skyborn's campus. Propel flight. Oh, it's Florida. Wow. Okay. Yo, looks like we going to Vero Beach, Florida, boys. Hope you get some good sleep tonight. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, I got a grounding mat. I've been sleeping good, like straight. Even though I'm not going to bed on time, I'm sleeping later than I normally would have. Londos was criticizing me because I said I was going to start waking up at 5 a.m., which I did for a short time. And now I'm waking up, like 6. But when I stay up till midnight, I sleep later. Oh man, Vero Beach is down there. Wow. Vero Beach is almost at the head. It's at the end of the shaft, right by the head. Right where most guys are circumcised. Holy. So my plan, as of now, is to become a remote therapist and be able to work with clients on on a computer. As long as I have internet access, I can. Holy, that's far. Look how far it is. I can connect with people. Like if he goes to Florida and I'm stuck here without him, I'll die. I'll probably die. Lundos also gave me a good idea about teaching. Was it group fitness classes at nursing homes, Lundos? group fitness class at a nursing home or a group fitness program that can be taught via Zoom to nursing home, we should talk more about that because I'm open to suggestions, you know? Dr. Jubb said don't do the League of Champions, and if he's the smartest guy I've ever known, and he's a genius, a literal genius, you know, I'm likely to take what he says, you know, into serious consideration. I'm so stubborn that I haven't decided yet to give up on the League of Champions. But the more I listen to the talks, the more I see his point of view. The last, you know, like if you go here on YouTube, let's see. Stop talking about it live. You're the smartest. Okay. Alright, Lundos. Nice to hear sleep's a part of good health, which I'm sure you already know. I know, but the thing is, Matt, I kind of like came up with this whole idea of Red Owl News, which is an owl's like up at night. I don't know. I kind of painted myself into a corner here. I don't want to give up on you guys. I know you'll probably say, oh, your health is more important. It's not all or nothing? What are you talking about? Oh, either training old people or becoming a remote counselor, or are you also talking about the League of Champions? Are you talking about all three of those things, Londos? If you guys haven't and you wanted to, you could click on my playlist. It's called The Fourth Estate. And I have all the recent Jubb videos that he's done on my channel. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow, so many. Holy. Look at this. Hours and hours. 1, 2. How do I not remember it being so many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes. Yes to all three. Alright, because you haven't mentioned League of Champions in a while. I thought maybe you thought I should give up on that too. But, Jubb said give up on it. Did you ask him how he feels about it? Yeah, see, my older son, he's the one that had to go to therapy when I was gone. You know, I left New York for 4 months. I went to study with Dr. Jubb, and when I came back, I yelled at my ex. I'm not going to go into the whole story, but, you know, we never really got back together, me and my son, so he had to go through a lot. He was 5 years old, and we spent all day, every day together. So we have a bond that, unfortunately, my younger son and I don't, because he was only 3, and I don't know that he remembers me as much. They say it's the first 6 years that you bond to your parents. So, my older son, he's the one that texts me back more. He's the one that messages me to play Fortnite. He's the one that, you know, he didn't say that he didn't want me to come. You know, as a matter of fact, it sounded like he thought it was cool. Stop dwelling on it. Okay. Well, I'm just bringing it up because I think that's the reason why I got this article. Priest blesses planes. You know, I was worried initially. I'm worried about a couple things. The plane, because like you're flying in the air, and I don't even want to say it, but it's scary flying. Even though you're safe, you're more likely to get into a car accident than have a plane crash. I said it, damn it. Anyway, the other thing I'm worried about, and I told both my sons this, is the vaccine. As of now, it's not mandatory. It's recommended. It's highly recommended. But I told them the other day I was driving them home. I said, it's your body. I don't want you to have I don't want you to get hurt. I'm talking to him about the vaccine. And I said, if you ever need help, somebody says you have to get vaccinated and you don't want to, you don't have to. It's your body. If you ever need help, you just call me. How the world's best trash talkers drive their opponents mad. Man, I wish I had more energy to talk trash again. Somebody convinced me to delete all my old Red Owl news because she convinced me, and I'm kind of upset that I did because I had some good promos that I cut against Jake Paul, against Donald Cerrone, Dana White, and I'm having trouble getting into it. I'm off weed now for a few months, so I don't know. I'm tired all the time. How the world's best trash talkers drive their opponents mad. All right, let's see. This essay's been adapted from Trash Talk, the only book about destroying your rivals that isn't total garbage. Okay, that's funny. Cassius Clay sits at a microphone with Bundini Brown by his side. The year's 1963, and the 21-year-old boxer is given a press conference in Toronto. It's a fascinating scene for several reasons. First, the two men, who will go on to develop one of the most important relationships in boxing history, are still just feeling each other out. There's a courtship vibe in the air as trainer Bundini, a new addition to Clay's coterie, I don't know that word, claps the boxer gently on the back. It's an affectionate gesture, but also a kind of trial balloon, like a young man yawningly stretching his arm over the shoulders of his date. At another point, Clay turns the questions on Bundini, interviewing him about his time with Sugar Ray Robinson. Coterie. Coterie. Okay. He asks, was he as great as me? At this early date, Clay's clearly aware that his words can be weapons in the battle for public attention. But there's something still unpolished about the young fighter. It's like he's trying out a new act and waiting for the test screening data. His answers lack the self-assured authority that will come to command a room so easily as Muhammad Ali. He looks down frequently, breaking eye contact while he speaks. When asked if he was as volatile as an amateur as he is as a pro, he responds, "No, I wasn't. At that time I didn't realize how great I was," which elicits laughter from the press. Is he being serious? They surely wonder. Perhaps Clay's wondering too. He looks down again, trying to hold back a smile. Before long, he loses the room. It's not his fault exactly, but when Canadian boxer George Chuvalo, who Clay said he would fight before taking on Sonny Liston, bursts into fame. In an impromptu public ambush, Clay finds himself suddenly on his rhetorical heels, wearing a patterned frock and a wig, a reference to the nickname Clay has given him, the Washerwoman, which was meant to describe his flailing fighting style. Chuvalo interrupts the press conference to accuse Clay of ducking out of their bout. Chuvalo brings a handful of demonstrators on stage along with him who hold protest placards that mockingly call out the future heavyweight champion as Cautious Clay. As this happens, Bundini smiles and knocks on the table with his fist in seeming appreciation of the spectacle. Clay has no choice but to engage. "The way you look, who wouldn't run?" he says, doing his best to wrest back the narrative reins while responding to Chuvalo's charges of cowardice. Clay stands up and slaps at Chuvalo less playfully than usual. He snaps, "Get back, chump." But he's no longer in control and he knows it. In truth, the whole thing drags on too long and gets a bit awkward with no obvious endpoint. Clay can sense it. You can see it in the way he starts nervously scratching his chin and the back of his neck, a newfound tic. Steeped in discomfort, he sneaks furtive glances over at the press, trying to decipher how this is all coming across and what he looks like from the other side of the camera lens. Gotta fast forward, guys. I'm fading fast. I'm not gonna make it till midnight. While Ali always recognized the importance of how he was perceived and that he could wield language in order to help shape that perception, there's something more sophisticated about this version of the boxer and the way he handles his press event. Compared to the sheepish aggression that defined his response to George Chuvalo and raw and raging outbursts he put on display against Sonny Liston before their title fight. From the very first camera shot, it seems clear that Ali is in control against Frazier, whom he has been disparaging as a coward and an Uncle Tom for years. All barking needles, he jumps out of his seat when a particularly noisy exchange is in need of punctuation. Oof. At one point, he even baits Frazier into accepting a side bet that the losing boxer will crawl across the ring in submission to the victor. "Write it," Ali then screams to the reporters. "He says he's going to crawl." Oh, man. I wonder if McGregor's in this book. Oh, Chael Sonnen. What opponents like Frazier never seem to realize is that by engaging with Ali in this way, by trying to reason with him in any way really, they fall into the man's rhetorical traps, which wind like a maze through a funhouse logic of his own creation. Even when Frazier was unanimously declared the winner of that first bout, he couldn't escape Ali's exasperating logic system. After the bruising match, both men were sent to the hospital, but while Frazier spent the better part of a month convalescing, Ali discharged himself almost immediately, refusing to even stay the night, and used that fact and the insinuation that he had done most of the damage to claim he was the real winner. That's good, though. I think more people should do like Kobe Covington and say they won even though they lost. For former MMA fighter and UFC trash talk pioneer Chael Sonnen, the pre-fight press conferences were almost as important as whatever actually happened in the cage. "If I went to one of those things and somebody else got more questions, I'd be depressed," he says. "I'm keeping track of who gets the most questions. I'm keeping very, very good track." The Liston fight was fixed? Really? I'm not surprised. Sometimes Sonnen would plan questions with friends in the audience, just in case the focus of the event wasn't adequately flowing in his direction. Frazier died with a brain? Smoking Joe. "I'll get my phone out and start texting people in the audience right then," he says. "Ask me this, ask me this, ask me this." Critics would accuse Sonnen of trotting out prepackaged lines, but he never saw the issue with that. "Yes, I have a pre-canned answer. For God's sakes, I wrote the question." Wah wah. Sonnen believed such public appearances were all about preparation, and he'd workshop his responses while driving in the car, while shampooing his hair, while doing whatever. I'd just be thinking about different questions and how I was going to answer it, and how I was going to spin it, and how I was going to bring the mud on my opponent and two more opponents for the future, he says. Sonnen would imagine himself to be on live TV in front of a press scrum or sitting opposite champions like Anderson Silva as he fine-tuned the phrases that would spill out of his mouth and into the headline. I'm like John Jones, I sound like Sean Combs, and I got trombone-sized stones like John Holmes. Or, I don't deserve title shots deserve me. Or, I'm the reason Waldo's hiding. Wah wah. He did his homework to be sure, but for Sonnen, trash talk was never a chore, it was an opportunity. He was a natural performer with good comedic timing and a rascal's instincts. At the press conference ahead of his 2017 fight with Tito Ortiz, for instance, Sonnen lights up with an impish glee as he fucks with his opponent. In response to Ortiz accusing Sonnen of talking his way into big fights but failing to perform, Sonnen says, Tito always says I'm using my mouth to get my opportunities. The only person I know that made money using their mouth is his ex-wife, in reference to the porn star Jenna Jameson. The crowd goes, ooh, it's a gut punch of a line and you can feel the air go out of the room. At first, Tito responds by fact-checking Kale. The two were never married. But then he stops. There's a brief pause, and in that moment, Ortiz, who is built like a thick, balled rifle round, realizes the irrelevance of such a clarification. He says, you're a fucking punk, dude. Sonnen smirks and pumps two thumbs at himself as if to say, ain't I a stinker? Wrestling broadcaster, announcer, and journalist Jason Bryant, you know who that is, Londos? Has a term for Sonnen's brand of dizzying press conference bullshit, which he'd employ to both manipulate the media and stagger his opponents verbally, relegating them to second fiddles in the eyes of reporters. Kale logic. Kale lives in a world of half-truths with his smack talk, says Bryant. He just says these things that are absolutely off the wall. He puts you backpedaling, trying to disprove his Kale logic with real logic. Then you see the game at work. Kale logic was being undefeated despite having lost more than 10 times. There you go. It was insisting he's the headliner with my encore presentation coming after that, on those occasions when his fight wasn't the main event. It was telling the media that the authorities must have caught me on a low day when drug tests following his first fight with Anderson Silva revealed too much testosterone in his system. And it was definitely his claim that he didn't realize he was conceding the fight, not just a round, when he tapped out to Silva at the end of that first bout, which Sonnen had dominated to that point. In this twisted logic, Sonnen exemplifies the tongue-in-cheek writings of Stephen Potter, author of The Theory and Practice of Gamemanship, or The Art of Winning Games Without Actually Cheating, who writes that the good gamesman is never known to lose, even if he has lost, like Ali after that first Frazier fight. That's when I knew McGregor had brain damage, when he seemed more subdued after the fight with Mayweather. All the boxing training and the fight itself weakened his, what's the word? His gusto. His health meter went down. MVP said trash talk has gone too far today. Yeah, I don't agree. I mean, MVP's a great fighter. Maybe he's coping. Maybe he should train his trash talk. We're gonna fast forward. Almost 11:45. Oh fuck. Should I go to midnight though, guys? Oh man. I'm going to bed after midnight every night. For what? Which microphone? This one I'm wearing? Yeah, I bought it from What the hell's the name of that place? Some computer store. Years I had to retire. Too old. What almost all great trash talkers have in common is this: they find a way to force opponents to inhabit their world of often infuriating logic, regardless of the sport. In their basketball battles, so I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna pass forward. Oh man, I'm not gonna make it. No surprise, Muhammad Ali always found a way too. Before big fights, he and Bundini would even hold informal brainstorming sessions during training camp to chart their trash talk course. The goal was to come up with disparaging nicknames for opponents and otherwise decide on lines of attack. The men understood their verbal assaults could do more than control public narrative. They'd be a vehicle for competitive mind games. An even more perfect metaphor for Ali's promotional and rhetorical mastery, for his ability to direct the extracurricular discourse and force opponents to accept his terms of engagement, would come at the end of a 1975 press conference before Ali and Frazier's third and final bout, the Thrill in Manila. With the electrified promoter Don King looming just over their shoulders, the two fighters posed together for press photos. Wow, Don King promoted that fight? Alright, Rick. Good night to you too, man. Thank you. There's something meta about the scene. Look mean, Ali says, contorting his face to an exaggerated scowl. At his side, Bundini chants, "He don't have the look, he don't have the look." Frazier seems to chuckle, but then, as if suddenly levitating, Ali rises a few inches off the ground. It's no magic trick. Ali's up on his tiptoes. The flashbulbs pop. "Come on down, you ain't that big," says Frazier. "That's the way I'm gonna look the night you meet me," Ali replies. Meta or not, the moment's no joke for Frazier, and it seems to stretch his mind as he surely hears the camera shutters click. Shh. Once again, Ali's forcing Frazier to play his game, or to look for all the world like the much shorter man. Frazier repeats himself, "Come on down," but his pleas are futile. There's no choice but to participate. Frazier goes up on his tiptoes too. Wow. Yeah, I'm literally falling asleep, so I might as well. Almost to midnight. We got to 11:48 or something, 47. I'm gonna, let's see. Um, that's it, right? Trash talk. Shoot. Yeah, falling asleep, guys. Vero Beach, Florida. Next stop. Anyway, real quick, I want to thank you for being here. We got 2,423 public view hours. So we're going to 3,000. And because of your efforts every day, whoops, whoops. Mm. What did I want to? Oh, 2423. 577. Wow. It's a good number. Thanks a lot, guys. You all are part of this mission. Project Blue Agate.